Hey, what's up, Fit Fam? Coach Rye here. Today, want to break down for you the Arnold Classic Wellness Division. We just saw this go on, you guys, and the Arnold, if you don't know, is a huge game-changing point for the year. It kind of sets the tone in a lot of ways for every division for the criteria the judges want to see. If you've been paying attention to the sport for any length of time, any of these divisions, you're going to see that the criteria does change. And what the judges are looking for does change too. So we're going to dive deep into wellness here today and talk exactly about what the judges are looking for, kind of what they're telling us with what they did their placings at the Arnold with, and what this means for you if you're in the NPC, no matter if you're a seasoned competitor, you've been doing it a while, or you're brand new. What could it mean for the judging and the criteria for the wellness division? And that's what we're going to go over today. I'm going to be drawing on the screen, teaching you guys a lot of stuff. So do me a favor and make sure you subscribe to the channel. We got other great content coming. And if you guys get anything out of this video, please comment below and let me know what you think. That thumbs up always helps a ton. All right, here we go, guys. So looking at the screen, you're going to be seeing my my green marker going on here in just a minute. That's going to really highlight everything for you guys. But basically, you see that scribble right there. But basically what we're looking at here is we got first place, Isa, and then we got second place, Angela, we got third, Sunny, and then we got fourth, Julia, okay? And so these are the wellness top four from the Arnold Classic. And if you guys watch, the whole breakdown of the routines and everything else, you'll see that there's quite a bit of similarities in wellness this year, but also some pretty apparent differences too, okay? And if you guys don't know the criteria for wellness, it really does comes down to, glute development, hamstring development, quad development, and, being the only asymmetrical women's division, okay? So this is the only division where we don't want to see symmetry upper to lower. Upper body should actually be disproportionately smaller than the lower body, and so that's really what makes wellness wellness. Now, there's a degree that this comes down to, though. Like a certain level of muscularity judges want to see, certain level of conditioning they want to see. They don't want to see, wellness competitors being too muscular. They also want to see them being too lean. I think that's why, the placing's kind of carved out. Some of the top fan favorites, like Urishna and all that, they were not even in, this top four placing, which is kind of crazy to think about. But let's review this just a little bit, okay? So if we look right here, we're looking at Isa Nunes, and we can see she has good upper body development, okay? The shoulders, they have to have this roundness, this little bit of development. This is a key factor judges are looking for. And when they look at the upper body, you can almost think of it this way. They almost want to see from up above, the waist up, they're looking for symmetry. So they do want this rounded shoulder effect, but they want the biceps, triceps, all that to go into play, matching that as well. And that's what we kind of see here with Isa, okay? She's not over super developed in the lats, anything like that. And then she has this tapered look, where we go from the top, it tapers down, boom, boom. This is what the judges want to see on the top, okay? And we'll look over here at Angela real quick to the right, and you'll see the same kind of thing. She has a little bit more shoulder development, however, though. You can see she's a little bit bigger in the shoulders than Isa is here. She still has, that symmetry with the bicep, tricep matching that. Lats a little bit more, pronounced here. Bigger, developed, more than that. Still got this same tapered type look, though, as far as it goes. And that's what they want to see. If we look to our outside kind of call out, the outer placings, the third and the fourth, you're going to see a little bit less of that going on here. We still got development and all of those things, but it's not as symmetrical, and it's a little bit more rectangular in the sense versus that kind of hourglass shape. And same here, this is a different choice of front pose, but you can see this is more of a square look, not as dramatic as the hourglass. So you can bet in wellness, we're talking about having this hourglass shape, for the upper body being an important factor. That muscle development from the shoulders, the arms that match, a little bit of sweep of the lats. Now let's go back over here to Isa and look lower body, okay? So what we see right away is, very full development of the glute, okay? There is no part lacking. A lot of times what we see in wellness competitors, especially the amateurs, is upper glute lacking. This is full development, full roundness. Now, the interesting thing here is that her glute is pretty much, tying right into her hamstrings. You can see how the hamstring development comes to meet and match that, and this symmetry she actually has going on here with the quads, this balance, if you will, is actually the best on stage, and hence probably why she did win top placing at this event here, okay? She's definitely a contender for Olympia title, I believe, as well. Looking at this, though, we're looking at the symmetry being a key factor. Okay, obviously we want this disproportion upper to lower, which is what you're going to see right here for sure. Lower body's much more developed, but Still the symmetry, this balance between, the quad development, the hamstring development, and then the glute. All of this is very important. If we look at our second place finisher here, Angela, okay, you're going to see lower body. She has almost more development in the glute than she should to match hamstrings and quads, okay? You look over at Isa, and this is much more symmetrical, much more balanced. Over at Angela, it's a little bit unbalanced in the sense of where the glute is. And I think that we see that in actually every single competitor moving down. Sunny's in the same zone here. A lot of glute development, not as much hamstring. The quads are even looking a little small from this angle, okay? So what the judges are really telling us right away is this balanced look from this front position is what they want to see, okay? It's still wellness, it's still over lower body dominant, but it's all about this kind of balance between those muscle groups. Now I want to flash over to the back pose here, okay? If you guys don't know, really what we see most of our placing based on is front and back. This is what the judges are really looking for. A lot of the time they want to see this front and back pose be the key position that they want to really assess from. Transitions and quarter turns and everything are also part of wellness, but when we're talking about sake of assessment, front and back is the easiest way to look at the musculature. So we're going to see a lot of the same stuff, you guys. The lower body has to be dominant. They want to see that, but we also still look. You'll see Isa's shoulders here. The roundness is being judged from the back. This taper look, it's being judged from the back. This isn't everybody. Angela, all the way, Sunny, everybody. We're looking for this taper to be the key factor. But really, what the judges are looking at, for the most part, is the lower body in this back pose, okay? Let's look at our first place winner here, Isa, and you can see, this glute development I mentioned, having this long, full glute development is really paying off for her a lot in this back pose. She's got this full roundness up top that there's nothing lacking there, something the judges are really, really looking for, and then it ties down all the way into the hamstrings, very clean, tie in here, and this is not over dramatic, not over striated, not too lean, it's got these soft lines that is what the judges want to see, and it matches into the hamstrings and then the quads here. We still get this sweep from the back, important. Judges want to see that. They want to know that development's there, but again, they don't want it to be too dramatic. And if we look at further down the placings here, we'll see some of this. Now, Angela's very close second, obviously why she got second place. But again, what I just mentioned from the front, glute's almost too developed in this sense, okay? How pronounced her glute actually is in, the middle portions of this development almost makes it look like her upper glute is too small, right? It actually appears less full than Isa's here. And that's a factor the judges are scoring for sure. And then we look down the chain here, and quads, like they're looking pretty, a lot bigger in the sense from the back than you would want to see in the symmetrical zone. Hamstrings still look good. This soft tie-in still there, but it is not in the same sense of, being as symmetrical or as balanced, okay? And like you guys, I keep saying, wellness is the only asymmetrical division. It is from the upper to lower. Lower body, though, we're really seeing the judges tell us they want the symmetry, okay? They want the development and the muscles to match. And this same kind of thing I just mentioned continues with Sunny here, where she's got a lot of development, a lot of musculature, but these quads are so overpowering from the back pose. I'm sure that is part of her feedback, kind of bring these down, shape things out, do something like that. And she's also testing, I think, getting too lean, okay? It's a little bit too striated, a little bit too much going on here, and they don't want to see super lean women in wellness, and I think they're going to show us that as we go. Interestingly enough, from the back, Isa, our first place winner, she's the softest one here, okay? She's the softest one on stage conditioning wise, and she's the first place, okay? Now we look over here at Julia. It's a lot of the same thing. She just has a little bit less development, hence why she got fourth and moved on. Now, fan favorite Eurishna, she's not even in our shots here. She came in, I think, too big and too striated, too lean, and thus that's probably why she's out there. So what does this mean for all of you out there as competitors that are wanting to get into wellness this year? Obviously, this is the Arnold. It's a top level show. You don't have to be at this level to compete in wellness. You could be gearing up for your first show, or maybe you've moved on to bigger shows. You're trying to get a pro card, whatever it is. What this means based on what we've seen so far, judges kind of set the tone for judging criteria a lot at the Arnold. It really gives us a good idea of where they're heading, and I will tell you guys that this is a less extreme look for wellness, okay? They don't want wellness getting too extreme this year. They don't want it getting too crazy. They don't want it too big. They don't want it too striated, and that's really what we're seeing here. with first place winner Isa. This is because, they want this to be an attainable division for everybody. And with every division, when they launch one, you guys, there always comes the people that try to bring it too far, push it too hard, too fast, and it can get crazy. And it can get, in a lot of ways, unattainable to even compete in quickly if it's not checked. And this, in my opinion, is one of those check marks to say, okay, wellness, it's not going to be as extreme. We don't want you as big. We don't want you as lean. And we want to still see a lot of the same things that we look for in every division, which is symmetry between muscle groups. Wellness is obviously, disproportionate upper to lower, but they are really showing us with this placing here that they want to see more symmetry overall moving into these, groups, at least in upper and lower body. And so I think what we're going to see in wellness is not as big, not as developed, not as extreme as it was getting with some of these top competitors, and not as conditioned. I think we're going to, kind of return to the softer level conditioning like they spoke about when this launched. It kind of got a little leaner, and then it got a little more leaner, and then it got even more leaner, and it was getting too extreme to now where they're going to pull it back and say, remember the rules, guys. NPC News Online rules still say today that the conditioning should be the same as bikini, okay? So you got to really factor this in if you want to be a wellness competitor, what you're looking at, making sure you're training each body part accordingly, getting these ratios down, really working on the shape. And I would say if you're a wellness competitor right now, lower body, try to work your symmetry between your glutes and your hamstrings and your quads. Make sure you don't have any over dominant muscle group. That is what we're seeing in some of these women on stage, especially in the lower call out. Okay, out of the top four, what we're talking about is more asymmetries going on. Overdevelopment in the quads, overdone in the glutes, overdone in the shoulders, too much here, too much there. That's going to be what places you different, okay? So I want to know what you guys think. Do you agree with these placings? Who's your favorite out of this top four? Comment it down below. Let me know. And as always, you guys, if you want to train like a wellness competitor, you want to try it out for free, go to my website, teamfflex.com. We got a free coaching trial there, and I'll show you how to train just like a wellness competitor. Make sure you got your best physique coming to stage 2022. And you guys, as always, if you subscribe and you give me a thumbs up, it helps a ton. But really make sure, at the very least, you take that comment below and let me know who's your favorite. I want to know what you think. Do you agree with the direction I think wellness is going? Are you happy with it? What do you think? Tell me something down below. Thanks for watching. Coach Rye is out.